For many reasons, Buddhism remains a very complex subject to explain clearly even today. In Buddhism, some people worship statues of the Buddha, while others do not believe in the concept of God at all. Historically, Buddhism is very ancient. It is believed to have originated around 500 BCE. To truly understand Buddhism, we must understand why it was founded and how it existed after the Buddha's death. So today, let us look at what Buddhism really is. Siddhartha was born as the son of King Shuddhodana of Kapilavastu in present-day Nepal. People from many places came to see the newborn prince. Once, among those visitors, was an ascetic named Sitha. The moment he saw the child, he lifted him into his arms and said with amazement, "This child will become a universal emperor who rules the entire world. But if at any point in his life he leaves the palace, he will become a monk who guides the world toward goodness." Hearing this prophecy, King Shuddhodana was torn between joy and fear. Nevertheless, he wished to see his son become a great emperor. So he decided to isolate Siddhartha completely from the outside world. Instead of sending him to a gurukul, teachers were brought into the palace to educate him. Shuddhodana took special care to ensure that Siddhartha never learned about the truths of the world or went searching for them. Siddhartha knew very little about birth, disease, old age, and death. To ensure that Siddhartha would never leave the palace, he was married at the age of 16 to a beautiful woman named Yashodhara. Later, they had a son named Rahula, and Siddhartha and Yashodhara lived happily together. Eventually, the time came for Siddhartha to become king. But a few days before his coronation, a palace musician made a suggestion. To rule a kingdom properly, one must understand the social conditions of the land, at least the basics of human life. Therefore, Siddhartha should be allowed to travel outside the palace, even if only for a day. Although Shuddhodana initially resisted, Siddhartha supported the idea, and the king finally agreed. Siddhartha set out in a chariot drawn by 4 horses, accompanied by soldiers, traveling through Kapilavastu. Throughout the journey, he admired the beauty of his land. During the journey, he saw a sick villager. The man was lying on the ground near the doorstep of a house. Seeing this, Siddhartha was surprised. Since he had never seen a sick person before, Siddhartha asked the charioteer what the man was doing there. The charioteer replied that the man was seriously ill and that illness can happen to all of us. Later in the journey, Siddhartha saw a dead person and an old man. Through this, Siddhartha understood the truth that everyone he loved would one day grow old and die. Continuing the journey, Siddhartha saw an ascetic. On the face of this meditating ascetic, Siddhartha did not see the sorrow he had seen in others. This greatly amazed Siddhartha. "You have no home, no relatives, no wealth. Then why do you have no sorrow?" Siddhartha asked. The answer given by the ascetic to Siddhartha's question later became the foundation of Buddhism. Desire is the cause of all suffering. By overcoming desire, suffering can be removed from life. This is where Siddhartha turned towards spirituality. Just as Sitha had predicted, Siddhartha became the Buddha. Sending his charioteer back to the palace, Buddha went to Bodh Gaya along with 5 disciples. For nearly 6 years, Buddha and his disciples practiced severe penance, eating only fallen leaves. But even after 6 years, Buddha did not attain enlightenment. Thus, he understood that enlightenment could not be achieved through fasting alone. He abandoned extreme fasting and continued his meditation while taking minimal nourishment. Buddha knew that only a healthy mind could attain enlightenment. However, misunderstanding that Buddha had withdrawn from penance, the 5 disciples left him. This time, through proper nourishment and meditation, Buddha unified his mind and attained enlightenment in just 49 days. Buddha wished to share the knowledge he gained through enlightenment with others. Thus, he later found his 5 disciples at Sarnath. It was here that Buddha delivered his first sermon to them. For the first time, Buddha revealed the 4 noble truths to the world. Dukkha means the reality of suffering. Everyone in the world has some form of suffering. Even those who seem to have everything still experience suffering. Samudaya means the cause of suffering. Here, Buddha states that desire is the cause of all suffering in the world. The third truth is Nirodha, the way to overcome suffering. That is liberation from desire. By completely freeing yourself from desire, you attain ultimate happiness, which is true liberation. The fourth truth is Magga, the path. Liberation from desire is very difficult. To reach it, one must follow the noble Eightfold Path. Right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration are the Eightfold Path. Buddhism mainly has 3 scriptures, Sutta, Vinaya, and Abhidharma. These contain perspectives on the life and death of the Buddha and the rules that Buddhist monks must follow in monasteries. There was no belief in God in Buddhism. In Buddhism, the ultimate goal of humans is nirvana, or Mahaparinirvana. This is the state in which desires are completely conquered, and desires can never dominate us again. Buddhism emphasizes liberation from life rather than death. This does not mean that ending life is good, but that by conquering desire, the mind is completely freed from suffering. After the death of the Buddha, some monks began worshiping Buddha using statues. Others opposed this, arguing that it was against the teachings of the Buddha. This disagreement led to a division within Buddhism. Buddhism split into Hinayana and Mahayana. Followers of Hinayana continued to follow the original teachings of the Buddha. Mahayana followers began worshiping Buddha as a god. Buddhism is not just a religion, but a way of life. It teaches methods to live a peaceful and content life by freeing oneself from ego. Another important component of Buddhism is meditation. Meditation is a method to control the mind. The purpose of meditation is to stop the mind from constantly jumping through streams of purposeful and purposeless thoughts. We can talk about meditation in detail in another video.